Herzlich willkommen zurück bei Star Trek Resurgence. An dieser Stelle haben wir genau aufgehört. Ja, wir haben uns wieder aufgeladen, also Captain Yara natürlich hat sich wieder aufgeladen. Die braucht ja ab und zu mal so eine Infusion, um klarzukommen in ihrem Leben. Und ja, hat parallel das Gespräch mit Frau Doktor geführt. Denn der Hinweis ist richtig, jetzt nachdem wir Captain geworden sind und den Captain Solano, der leider Gottes von ja, den außerirdischen Lebensformen okkupiert wurde, als Wirt fungiert, mussten wir jetzt das Kommando übernehmen und wir waren ja die Nummer 1 sozusagen, der erste Offizier. Und jetzt sind wir Captain, also brauchen wir einen neuen ersten Offizier und ich habe jetzt die Wahl gehabt zwischen Lieutenant Bedrosian, Commander Westbrook und Commander Ermit. Und ja, ich habe mich jetzt für Commander Ermit entschieden, beziehungsweise gesagt, ich tendiere zu ihm. Und sie hat gesagt, also unsere Frau Doktor, die wir jetzt gleich im Hintergrund sehen, dass es eine sichere Bank ist sozusagen. Ne? Und jetzt gucken wir mal, wir müssen zu Botschafter Spock.
Captain.
I'll meet you inside.
I'm here to officially tender my resignation from the crew of the USS Resolute. I cannot in good conscience continue to serve aboard this ship, not while the interests of the enemy take precedent over the safety of the crew.
Lieutenant, we both know how much we need your help and expertise for the coming conflict. I have no one to replace you.
I understand, Captain, and I apologize, but my heart is not in it any longer, and to stay would be a disservice to us both.
My door is always open if you change your mind.
I appreciate that.
Okay, sie ist also zurückgetreten von ihren Pflichten.
We'll have Ambassador Spock via subspace shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Armand.
I'll notify Lieutenant Bedrosian we're about to begin.
That won't be necessary.
Petty Officers Diaz and Edslar have first-hand experience with our adversaries. I thought it advantageous for them to join this briefing. I understand this is unusual, but I trust you have no objections?
Talk about moving up in the world. Not that I'm surprised in the least.
Excellent idea, Mr. Chovak. They deserve to be here.
Gut, das sollte Pluspunkte geben.
What Diaz and Edslar accomplished aboard the Zeldi is nothing short of remarkable. They're both to be commended, not only for surviving against incredible odds, but for helping our efforts against these scions.
You know, Carter deserves most of the credit. None of us would have made it without his help. We'd all be bioformed by this point.
There were way more people involved than just me. Not only Petty Officer Edslar, but we had help from an Elydian officer named Arminta as well.
Interesting.
Ambassador Spock is ready for you.
Put him through.
Captain Reindeck, your recent change in station certainly warrants mention, and I trust you to faithfully execute your expanded duties. Right now, we must keep our attention on the clear and present danger that lies ahead, the Takan and their warship. The closest populations are the Hotari and Elydian systems, and they are likely the first targets for mass bioforming. After that, lies Federation space. I have advised Starfleet Command to send an impromptu battle group to intercept and assist you, but that will take time. You are our first line of defense. And with our shield algorithms compromised, we are at a great disadvantage. Of course, you know that as well as I do.
So, wir nehmen die Hilfe
I'm
an.
glad to hear the battle group is en route, Ambassador. With what we're up against, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
And you will have it.
Das ist die richtige Einschätzung. Zu sagen, wir schaffen das alleine, wäre dumm.
Our strength is drawn from our ability to work together towards a common goal.
Teamwork.
Have we made any progress in finding a way to defend ourselves from the Aphelions' bioforming weapon?
Currently, our shields will not protect us, but I am compiling all of the information the away team gathered on the Zeldi and cross-referencing it against our own as well as Portal 6-3's methods.
The away team is sitting right here. They survived without getting bioformed, so we know it's possible. So, what's the secret? How do we defend ourselves? Is there a weakness we can exploit? Something we can do to avoid getting bioformed?
Well, there are no secrets. It's a serious threat. And we're vulnerable. The whole ship is.
We saw someone getting bioformed. Once it starts, there's nothing you can do.
Huh.
Can't stop it, but you might be able to slow it down. It's too soon to say for sure, but we've had some promising indications that Duridium can delay the bioforming process.
Duridium?
It's not a cure. It's not going to bring anyone back we've already lost. But Duridium is a cell stabilizer, so it has the potential to slow down the onset of physical and mental changes, if not entirely prevent them. And it might be the only ship in the fleet with this much Duridium on hand. In fact, a lot of ships wouldn't have any.
You say that it slows the process, but this doesn't actually stop the Takan from taking over, does it?
Correct. I can't be 100% certain, but it appears this is only a short-term solution. Also, it requires a much larger dose to be effective. We don't have enough Duridium on board to protect the whole crew. We barely have enough to protect everyone in this room.
Sounds like it won't do us much good then.
The use case I'd suggest is that it could buy a little time for an officer or a small group to complete a task or mission. But it has to be taken at the moment of exposure to the bioforming mechanism.
Okay, also
Prepare a delivery method for this remedy.
Dilithium kann helfen, den Prozess
What is the mission?
zu verlangsamen. Aber es gibt nicht genug davon an Bord.
Shields of some kind. I don't expect it will be easy to bypass their defenses.
We may not be able to block the Aphelions' attack either. But if they do strike, we know their weapon uses transporter technology. We might be able to backtrack their signal path.
Like we did to evacuate Captain Rydek from Tau.
Exactly. We could send an away team onto the Aphelion.
So we could destroy it from the inside.
I'm not exactly sure how, but that's the idea.
So it's like jujitsu. We use their attack and turn it against them.
That's the idea.
We'll keep thinking on it. I'd rather not have to take a direct hit to punch back. There might be some other way we can turn their strength into a weakness.
We'll need to prepare a boarding party, if it comes to that.
Petty Officers Edsalar and Diaz are the logical choices to lead any away mission to the Aphelion. They have already crippled one enemy ship. If anyone can do so again, it is them.
Wow.
This isn't like the engineering mission that took you to the Zeldi. Do you really have some special insights that a tactical team wouldn't?
Doesn't the fact that we're here speak for itself?
Just surviving won't be enough this time.
We found that only a Takan can operate their technology to its fullest. So, unless we want to try to do this with one hand tied behind our backs, we're definitely gonna need an assist from this portal guy.
I like that even less.
Like it or not, that's the truth.
Yes. Portal should be part of the away team. There's no question in my mind.
If this is the necessary course of action, I support it.
I will compile all the latest data on the tricorders, just in case.
In the meantime, I want you working on ways we can combat the Takan tech. Shields, weapons, anything we can use.
Yes, Captain.
Anything else, Ambassador?
I know this matter is in capable hands. Hold the line as best you can. Help is on the way.
Thank you.
Ja.
I have faith in all of you to meet this moment with the urgency it requires. I expect all of us to give it everything we've got. Thank you, Petty Officers Diaz and Edsalar. You're dismissed.
You're dismissed.
While we have a quorum of senior staff, there is a procedural element we need to take care of. The Resolute command codes must be transferred to Captain Rydek for control of the ship.
Of course.
Computer, transfer all command codes to Captain Jara Rydek. Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Voice authorization Duval. Beta 2 Yankee.
Voice authorization Westbrook. Alpha 7 Tango.
Awaiting your authorization, Captain.
Keine Ahnung.
Voice authorization, Rydek. Alpha 5. Yankee.
Captain's codes transferred. The updated command structure is incomplete. Please designate a new first officer.
Who is the new first officer?
Oh, jetzt muss ich mich entscheiden.
Please designate a new first officer.
Westbrook or Ermot? Ah. Leute, ich weiß es nicht. Ich habe ja gesagt, er hier. Mit ihm waren wir gut zusammen. Ah. Ah.
Please designate a new first officer.
I am proud to name Commander Ermot as my new first officer, effective immediately. Congratulations.
Thank you, Captain. I promise I won't let you down.
Computer, Commander Ermot is the new first officer of the USS Resolute.
Awaiting voice authorization.
Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Authorization is now complete.
Ach, zum Glück hat er uns nicht gefragt.
There's work to be done.
Nicely done. I think that went well.
Captain Rydek!
Excuse me for a minute.
This is just unbelievable, unacceptable, inexplicable. To be the most senior officer on the bridge, and to be passed over again? I thought we'd turned a corner when you trusted me with the information about Captain Solano being compromised. Boy, was I wrong. And now this? I've never felt more humiliated.
Listen, I know you're disappointed. I would be too in your position. But considering our history and what we're up against, I had to decide what would be best for all of us. Which is why I chose Commander Ermot.
He's not even close to being first officer material. He's little more than a bureaucrat who's never set foot off the ship. That is a serious liability at a time when we need experience. Otherwise, we don't stand a chance against the Scions.
You're entitled to your opinion, but I completely disagree with your assessment. Commander Ermot is an extremely competent professional who's more than up to the task, and he'll be an excellent first officer.
You drove Bedrosian away? Now this? If you're not careful, you might not have any crew left, even if we do survive.
But we will survive.
Ridiculous.
Tja, da ist er nicht ganz happy. Da ist er nicht ganz happy, der Commander Westbrook. Gucken wir noch mal rein in das Ding hier. Wohnen zerstört, weil er wieder einmal übergangen worden ist. Ja, er hätte es vielleicht verdient gehabt. Aber ich wollte halt den hier haben. Ne? Schön wäre, wenn noch dabei stände, was die können. Ihre Weigerung zuzuhören verstärkte seine Frustration nur. Aber ich war doch emotional und bin auf ihn eingegangen. Bindung. Ja, schreibt mir gerne in die Kommentare, was ihr genommen hättet. Es interessiert mich wie immer sehr, sehr dolle. Und ja, dann sehen wir uns wieder bei der nächsten Folge hier von Star Trek Resurgence auf der USS Resolute. Und ja, jetzt kommt es langsam Richtung Finale. Der große Showdown, könnte man sagen. Nicht nur auf der USS Resolute, sondern auch mit den T-Con, die ja auch noch auf uns warten. Ja, also, wenn es euch gefallen hat, lasst mir einen Daumen nach oben da. Natürlich gerne ein Abo, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Und dann sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal. Bis dann, bleibt gesund, macht's gut. Ciao, ciao und bye, bye.